Hey YouTube people, this is 90 Minute Madness, and we are going to have a review of Aston Villa versus Liverpool, the Premier League game today. We have with us Stevie.
Hello, man. I just want to know who the fuck is Everton?
Hmm, some Pokemon mate.
Okay, thank you.
And we also have joining today for the first time, Nabilad.
Hey, guys, how are we?
How are we?
Excellent, loving it, and looking forward to the game.
Yep. So the game is at Villa Park, one of the team that has actually won Champions League, one more, of course, than the entire history of Manchester City and Everton. Interesting
And
times.
Arsenal.
Oh yeah, and Arsenal. Yeah, and let's just jump into it, I guess. So, thoughts on the goalkeepers?
Yeah, Alisson is injured. The news has come on Twitter. So
Hmm.
we are going to start Adrian in goal.
Hmm.
One of the best Spanish keeper in the whole world
Hmm.
and probably the best Spanish keeper in Premier League. So since Adrian is playing, I think we are already 1-0 down before the game. So we need to score at least two to win today.
True, true. What do you think, Nabilad?
I think so too. On form, Adrian currently is the best Spanish goalkeeper in the league, and that's only because of the alternatives. Um, but apart from that, I think we have a full strength squad. No, Mane is out. Yes, Mane is out. We know now Alisson is out. Um,
Thiago is out as well.
but Thiago. Oh yeah, Thiago's out as well. Yeah. Who's the goalkeeper? Who plays first choice for Aston Villa? Is it
Yeah. So
Martinez or is it?
So Emiliano Martinez, and the let me give you an interesting start, right? So Aston Villa, they have only played two games so far,
Yeah.
and they have kept clean sheet in both of them. So again, Emiliano Martinez is a recent transfer they had from Arsenal, and probably riding on the form of his life, having
Oh.
won the FA Cup and things like that. So yeah, I think
And
it would be
we've
interesting.
also lost two. We've also lost two games to Arsenal in which Emiliano Martinez was the goalkeeper.
No, not lost technically because like we drew them and lost on penalties. So who
Yeah, true.
cares about
Yeah.
Community Shield anyway?
Yeah.
And Carabao Cup, he wasn't playing. I think it was Leno. So yeah, I
Oh
think.
no, the Arsenal at the Emirates last
Oh yeah,
season.
that was only because we like, all our players were drunk, right? Like
Yeah, the boys were hungover.
yeah. So it's pretty okay. But I think him being in goal uh, probably gives them a bit of confidence, I would say. So I think currently on form at least their goalkeeper seems to be better than who we would be playing today, which is Adrian. So again, like as Stevie has said, probably we are 1-0 down anyway. So all we need to do is like score more. So yeah, I think for us, definite start would be Adrian, and for them it's gonna be an obvious choice of Emiliano. So that brings us to the defenders. So who do you
So
guys think would
just coming
start
back
for?
to Adrian, sorry guys, just coming back to Adrian, I just
Mhm.
read an interesting stat that we haven't lost a league title in where Adrian has started the fourth game for us.
Hmm. Yeah, it long
That
may that
that is
continue.
very interesting, man. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
very
all the
interesting.
signs are there. Yeah. So if Adrian plays the fourth game for us, we're going ahead and winning the league.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yep. So moving on to the defense, right? So who do you guys think would be our defense? I think it's pretty obvious, but yeah, let's say it anyway.
Yeah, I think our centre back pairing would be Van Dijk and Gomez, same
Hmm.
as last game, and then Trent Alexander and Robertson on the fullback areas.
Yep.
I think I don't see anyone else coming in. So yeah,
Yep. What do you guys think?
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah.
What do you think, Nabi?
I mean, it's one of those things. The only reason they would ever change it is if one of them is injured or something. And We haven't heard of any news of any injuries or any knocks. So I think the back four will just fix itself.
Yep, very
Just
true. So yeah, it's gonna be Virgil, Gomez. Why is it called Joseph Gomez? That's
His name is Joseph.
yeah, but we are used to like Joe Gomez, so that's why interesting. And Robertson and of course Trent, both are pretty phenomenal to be honest. Like no team in this world has fullbacks like us, and probably never will. So yeah, pretty interesting. Now for them,
When, when you say fullbacks like us, you mean our backup fullbacks as well, right?
yeah, every fullback, like yeah, all the way Neko and Constantinos Simicas, yeah,
Okay.
yep. And I
I think
think
Simicas in itself is good enough to play for any other Premier League team. I mean, I think Simicas would start for many Premier League teams. It's just because he is at Liverpool, he has to deputize to Robertson, who is by far the best left back in the world right now, I think.
the match official is Martin Atkinson. Just saw that.
Yeah, before we go there, I just got the breaking news that Manchester United have signed the Porto left back now. So
Oh,
he's
they
now
have.
the fourth. Huh?
Oh, Alex Telles.
Yeah, Telles. So he's now the third best left back in the country behind Simicas and Robertson.
Oh no, wait. I think it's fourth because Lorochi comes third.
Oh, I think Loroche is gonna leave. I saw somewhere he's leaving. So yeah, till now it's third, but when like Loroche leaves, I think yeah, that's true what you said.
Yeah, I think I don't. To be honest, I don't know much about their defense except that Tyrone Mings would definitely start, and Matt Taggart and Engels would also start. But I'm not quite familiar with their back line except for these three really. So I don't know. But again, like looking at it, it seems that this is something that we our forwards, even though we are missing Mane, should be able to handle and outscore. What do you guys think? Do you have any extra thoughts on their back line? Or
Yeah, I mean, I know Mings. That's about it. I really don't know the other players. So yeah, I think Mings would be there, and I think it's more than their defense. I think what you said about goalkeeper, that's gonna be our main man to beat rather than defense because he has been great against the Liverpool sides, as you guys said, for last two games. So I really don't know what to comment on this defense. Maybe Navidad would know them. So
yep.
Not as much. It's just I know they're on good form at the moment, coming on the back of two clean sheets, and especially playing at Villa Park, where we fair to say we struggled a bit last year. Waited till the last moment to get a winner. So um, I'd expect them to give us a fight, but I don't know the exact personnel they would go with. I mean, I know El Mamadi plays sometimes. Mings is by far the best defender. I think that's the only one I know out of them, I'm afraid. But yeah, I mean, whoever they pick, I expect them to give us a good fight.
Hmm. I think in their midfield again, I probably know that John McGinn would be a definite starter, and Jack Grealish. He is he is actually like one of the actually the most fouled player in the last season's Premier League campaign. So he would be a tricky customer. I think he is good with ball at his feet, and he's also quite good at like whipping in crosses in the like dead ball situations or like corners and things like that. So I think he's quite good. Also, he has shown nice leadership skills by not only staying with Villa when they went down, but he came back up with them and like kept them in Premier League last season as a captain, and also stayed with them. So I think that's also speaks a little about the man that he is. Like he is a leader. So you can count on him probably in situations where a game is like we are leading 1-0 and they get a dangerous situation. So he would be someone to watch in that midfield. And from what I've seen of John McGinn, he is again a recycler of the ball. He just keeps passing, keeps things simple, and he also has a tendency to go into the box sometimes. So because I've seen him score a couple of goals last season, so he would be an interesting thing. But I also think Ross Barkley would start as well in this game because having just being loaned in from Chelsea, it would be something interesting. So probably a proper English midfield, English and Scottish midfield, British, I would say.
When did
What
they
do you guys
sign
think?
Ross Barkley? I was just thinking it was if he was registered on time because Brewster did not play today.
No, no,
I
no. So
thought.
they signed him last week's start. So I'm kind of sure
Oh, okay.
he's gonna be registered to play. So
Interesting.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
means with Barkley, then they have Grealish, who's the star. Horihan, he's in a good bit of form as well. I think he scored or assisted in the last game, so I think he'll start as well. And yeah, so they do look good and they do look in form. So that'll be interesting to see.
yep, 2 games, 2 wins, no goals conceded. That is something that is probably a team on form. But yeah, I would still trust our midfield, which for me, again, is gonna pick itself. Um, unless TV, you wanna add any thoughts on midfield of Aston Villa?
yeah. I think the Villa midfield at least 5 players would start
Hmm.
because I don't think they are gonna play more than one forward.
Hmm.
So I think from the list you mentioned, I see at least 5 players starting and against Liverpool,
Hmm.
and it could be anyone from this. They're all good. So
Yeah, I think Trezeguet is also somebody who we have seen start before and been a regular starter in the Villa lineup for the last few, at least the last season I've seen a lot of him. So yeah, they would probably go, as you said, midfield heavy.
yeah, yeah. Even El Ghazi we have heard for long. So
So
Maybe try to outnumber. But guys, sorry to interrupt here, but just a news flash, not even a news flash. 35 seconds into the United Tottenham game, United got a penalty.
oh come on.
35 seconds into the
Oh,
game.
I mean, come on. I think they should just like what Thiago said that they got a penalty after the game. I think they should do it before the game as well. I think
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's remaining.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen a penalty given. I mean, Champions League final for us was quite early, but it was still not 35 seconds into the game. So, just, oh my God, at the 36th second, the ref had whistled, and there you go. Bruno was already standing there because I
And
think he kind
how
of
is
knew
the
that.
reaction of Mourinho there?
Surprisingly enough, they haven't shown him. They've just been focusing on Bruno. Oh, now he looks sour and he looks angry. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to face him right now.
but again, like it's a the it's just a small team, to be honest. A team that relies on penalties to get score points and go up the table is probably a small team, at like fuck United. We are talking
True.
about
I don't think they'll be relevant
yeah.
to Liverpool's course of action this season.
So yeah, I think if we could talk about our midfield, I would say that again it's gonna pick itself like our defense. Fabinho would definitely start, and then we will have Wijnaldum and Nabi, of course.
Yours
So
truly.
you know, I am also kind of tempted to see Curtis in some of these games as a starter. I mean, not like coming on as a sub. But again, it depends really because we don't have any game for the next 2 weeks because it's gonna be international break and all. So I think we would go with our trusted midfield of Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Nabi. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Spot
nailed
on.
on.
Absolutely.
Yep. And I think if we move on to their forwards, I think they have signed Ollie Watkins. Um, he is their big money buy. I think 35 million, if I'm not wrong. So probably he is going to start. Or if they want some physical presence later in the game, they might also bring in like Wesley. So these are the only two realistically I feel that they could be going with. But I think Watkins would be the one to start, and Wesley might come in like later in the game, or if they choose to go with like a classic 4-4-2, these are the two folks who would be leading the line. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think they would go midfield heavy and go with Watkins up top just to chase around Van Dijk and Gomez. I don't see them like having two strikers against Liverpool because that's just too much for them.
Yep.
I think they would just go for Watkins.
Too much for them to start two strikers. Nice pun. What do you think, Nabi?
I think they'll be a bit conservative. I don't think they'll come out wanting to play football against us because whoever does that, we manage to thrash them quite
But
convincingly.
to be honest, like their coach recently gave an interview saying that Liverpool would be facing a different Villa that they have faced previously in July. So probably it's just a man whose team is currently on form. So like confidence is speaking out of him.
I mean, I don't care whichever Villa shows up. I don't think any of them can beat us. So
Yeah, yeah, unless they are gonna like field the team from 1982 Cup final,
Hmm.
I don't think. Yeah, whatever Nabi said, I don't think they can beat us.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a straightforward game for us. But I think the only change that we may have, in which of course we would need to have in our forward line, is that we would have Mane, who was on form of his life, who is still going to be on form of his life throughout the rest of the season, is out for this game. So I think it's going to be Salah, Firmino, and for me, it's going to be Jota.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. I think that's why Klopp spent so much money on Jota because he wanted to give competition to our front three. So now that one of our front three is not available, I think Jota just slots in and he scored on his debut, Liverpool debut for Premier League. And I think he's a very good player. So Portuguese international as well. So I don't see us having a problem against Villa defense with
Mm,
Jota, Firmino, and Salah.
yep. Nabil lad, your
yeah,
thoughts?
I think it's a straight switch. I was thinking previously if he would actually go for Minamino to replace Mane, but then Jota is a straight fit, and plus he's a bit on form as well. So I'd say yeah, Jota, Bobby, and Salah.
So,
Um,
do you?
and I think they'll play exactly the same way. I think Jota will mimic the way Mane plays really well.
Yeah.
In which case we won't see or we won't feel a drop of the level, which we usually used to feel up until last season when Divock used to take the place. So
Yep.
I think it will be good. Yeah, our front line will be okay.
Yeah, I think Jota is direct, probably just like Mane, if not more. And he also has a knack of scoring goals. And I keep bringing this point up, but he is very used to.
I just want to say one thing. Are
Yep.
Spurs leading after United getting penalty on 35 seconds?
Yes, so Spurs
Wait, what?
are leading United 2-1 on the 6th minute
Wait,
because
what?
Wow.
What?
Spurs Spurs goal equalized at the 3rd minute and they scored the second one in the 7th minute. So and Ndombele I think scored the equalizer and then Son just scored right now at the seventh
That
minute. So
that
yeah,
is, yeah, I think normalcy has been
yeah,
restored.
just business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. I think I'm probably seeing that Maguire is trending, so he probably would have fucked up in both goals.
When you say
I
Maguire, you mean the fridge, right?
Yeah,
the fruit.
Actually, I
So
went
I think I'm not sure the first goal, the equalizer, if that was given to Ndombele or because it was deflected through Maguire. So I don't know if it was given as an own goal or a deflection. But he was on his ass when the ball went into the net.
Hmm. But yeah, he's like 80 million defender, so probably the most
Yeah, the
expensive.
most expensive, right? Yeah, yeah. Worst signing in Premier League history.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see. So coming back to this game, so do you guys think that we would see Minamino at some point of time, probably like after 70, 80 minutes, or like?
Oh, 100%. Definitely. I think Minamino will not just this game, but I think he'll at least feature at some point in most of our games, including tonight.
Hmm.
I think Klopp is really pushing him to play a bigger part. And to be fair on him, I mean, last
Oh,
season,
okay, okay. Well, I just saw the first equalizer, and apparently it was a back pass by Maguire.
oh, was it? Yeah, I won't be surprised. I mean, I saw him on the floor when the goal was scored.
And it's Stevie, are you able to hear us? I think we
I
dropped.
think we lost TV. Yeah, I think we lost him.
Stevie lad, join again, lad.
Yeah, but while he comes back, I mean, I think Minamino will. He's been quite bright this season, and he's shown some really positive signs. He was really good in our Carabao Cup game, but I think he'll definitely feature at some point in tonight's game.
Yep. Hey, Stevie, can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay, good. So as Nabi was
yeah.
saying, right, I also kind of agree with the fact that Minamino is actually now pushing our front three in a very organic way because he basically has now firmly embedded in the team, having come in like in the mid of last season, really. So, and he wasn't quite himself last season, but slowly he's getting not only into the form but also kind of scoring good goals. And his overall gameplay up front is pretty nice because he can also play as number 10. And, so I really like Minamino, really. I think that probably he lacks a little physicality still, but that's only because like he's still quite new to English football, and as the season progresses, uh, I'm sure our fitness team would have worked wonders on him, like we have on our other players, So I think I do see him coming in at some point of time, and given that our team is the COVID hotspot, I think we may also see Curtis Jones coming in to, give some breathing room for our midfield at some point of time. And again, like I'm sure you guys have noticed, but Marco Gruic is also a pretty great option.
I think he'll
Yeah,
make it to the bench, but I doubt he'll will see good at any point in the game. But I think he's. But you're right. He's definitely a solid option if Klopp looks to go that path. But then I think he wouldn't replace anyone between Nabi and Genie. If at all he replaces Fabinho, and
Yep.
I
So
think
he's
he
more of a
and
CDM, right? And a tall
yeah.
CDM.
So exactly. So I think and Fabinho plays the entire 90 minutes for us, so that's why I don't see why Gurik's coming on. But you're right. He is a solid option, and he's played really well in the Carabao Cup. He was actually quite bright. I really liked him. He even got a goal as well, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He did in the Luton game, I think. And that brings to a point that he also has a goal in him because I've seen him score goals when he was in loan in the German league, and he also likes to shoot from outside of the box, which probably is also a trait that Firmino has. So we may have an exciting player in there, provided, of course, we give like at least some minutes to him because it's not very easy to displace any of our midfield or forwards at this point of time unless they are being rested. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Now 100% there with you.
yeah, but I think genuinely I do feel that Curtis Jones this time around is a proper option to start a game. So let's say, for example, if we are going away to Ajax and we have like two crunch games before and after the game, right? The in the midweek Champions League game, I think Jones is somebody who would probably start one of the games and kind of give a breather to our like one of our midfielders or like a forward option because he looks ready, man.
Yeah, he looks like he's the real deal, and he's one thing he's not short of is on confidence.
Yeah.
He's so trigger happy. He's happy to shoot from anywhere. So yeah, I, how much he'll start and how much he'll feature, I think also depends on when Ox and the likes of Ox and all come back.
Yep.
Because I think in the pecking order, I think Ox will precede Jones in terms of a starting spot at least.
But I think
And those are the games where Ox is actually nailed on to, score screamers and
mm.
everything. So I doubt he'll give away his spot for them.
So Stevie, do you think Shaq and Wilson would leave us this summer? I mean, this transfer window.
Yeah, because we have to win the Netspend trophy every year. So there's no way these two are gonna be in the team after the transfer window unless nobody bids for them, because it's against our policy to spend too much, like net spend too much. So definitely Shakiri and Wilson are going, and like you guys said, we have Grujic, Alex, and Curtis. So we have enough cover, and I don't think it would be too big a loss if we lose them.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay. So fine. Let's probably see the stats, which in head to head, I think we have played 50, and of course we are clearly ahead of them, winning 28. And yeah, and the recent meetings have been pretty much one-sided. Like at one point we were winning 6-0 at Villa
That
Park.
was a game where Kolo Toure scored as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Colo Toure, did he?
Yeah, that was the one where Emre Can, Kolo Toure, Divock
Yeah,
Origi,
yeah.
all of them scored.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay, okay, yeah.
whenever I see Villa, I just remember two goals.
Yep,
One which Gerrard scored from free kick,
yep.
and one where Torres scored in the
Torres, yep.
snow on the last minute.
Yes,
And those two goals were just brilliant and always
brilliant,
reminds me of the
brilliant.
golden
Always,
days of
always
Torres and
like,
Gerrard.
always we have last minute goals, by the way, at Villa Park. If you remember last year, we
Oh
actually turned the
yeah,
complete game around.
Yeah, yeah.
that's
That's the
true.
Liverpool way.
Yep. So they were leading for quite a while, and then like we had Mane and Robertson just like nicking it in at the last.
I think that was a 94th minute winner
Yep,
or something like that.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
crazy times.
Pretty interesting. And form wise, I think they have beaten Fulham 3-0, which again, like Fulham is just a punching bag for this year's Premier
I mean,
League team.
I haven't seen a team which is more destined to end up 20th as Fulham this
Yep,
season. I
yep,
mean, I haven't seen a team worse than them. Like, honestly, they have nothing to go for them.
yep.
I mean, come on, man. They are playing at a cottage rather than a stadium. What would you expect?
Yeah, but to be honest, that's a nice stadium that I would like to see a game in because it's like right next to the river, and it's quite traditional English stadium, just like the Selhurst Park, I would say probably. But it
Yeah,
does,
but it still sounds like an Airbnb booking.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I would say so. So they have beaten Fulham and they have beaten Sheffield, who basically are way out of form this season. They have played four, they have lost all four. Sheffield United this season. So so and we actually have beaten like two really good teams. Leeds and Arsenal is what I'm talking about, not Chelsea.
I know. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be interesting, and on form, everything seems to be going our way. So I'm tempted to go for a comfortable win. However, again, even if things are a little hairy, I would still put my money on Liverpool to, get all the 3 points. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would go for 3-1 Liverpool, one for Adrian, and I think Jota would score, and maybe he would get one more. So a brace from Jota, and maybe Salah adds one.
Hmm. What do you think, Nabilat?
I think Bobby breaks his duck for this season today, and I feel it would be a bit more comfortable than what we'll give asking the credit for. I think we'll be 2-0.
Okay.
Or you think we could get a clean sheet with Adrian?
I don't think Adrian gets to touch the ball
Hmm.
Okay.
because that's the only way of ensuring we don't score. Oh, they don't score rather.
Interesting. So I think all of us can comfortably say that probably this game is a Liverpool victory. But again, football is a funny game, so just putting it out there so people don't get offended. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that wraps up our preview for Aston Villa versus Liverpool, and I think now we can safely go and watch the demise of once great club, that is Manchester United.
Oh, that's what I was
It's
thinking. Like,
poetic.
why would you say demise? Leeds are doing well.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know.
Leeds are honestly, they are so fun to watch as well. They're
I think
amazing. They've only lost one game, and that is to us.
yeah, yeah, and that too like 4-3. So
Exactly, yeah.
but to be honest, their coach is pretty awesome. I have you guys seen that documentary like For All or Nothing? Take.
So that's Take Us Home for
Yeah.
Leeds United, and I'm on the fourth or fifth episode of the first season, and it's in terms of football documentaries, I think it's one of the best I've seen.
It is actually one of the best. I mean, like better than like what I think Tottenham's was, because in case of Tottenham, what I kept feeling is that like they were just doing it for the cameras, whereas like Bielsa, right? He is pretty phenomenal coach, and like if you just look
Yeah,
at what he has done for football in football, and his impact on like his ethics and things like that have been pretty awesome too. So it's a recommendation that I would make. You know, it's
absolutely, absolutely. Anybody who's into sport documentaries, Take Us Home, Leeds United, definitely recommend. I mean, Bielsa is such an enigmatic character. I mean,
Yep.
he doesn't speak English. He carries an interpreter with him. He doesn't look at the person in the eye while
Yep.
talking to them, and he never gives one-on-one interviews to anyone.
Yep.
So
You
it's
know what I found
completely
interesting?
enigmatic.
What I found interesting in that, like last year, like a couple of years back, in the same documentary season, really, they had a spy gate, meaning like they had somebody watch Derby County's training sessions uh, over the fences and things like that, right? So media, like
Yep.
English media, actually accused BS of cheating and things like that. You know how English media is.
Yep.
So he actually held a press conference for 90 minutes to explain why he cheats, and they just like shut
But that
everybody.
was such a boss move. I mean, he just in that press conference, he just showed everything that he learned about Derby County and basically told the whole world how
Yeah,
to
I
beat
mean,
Derby County.
he knew more about Derby County than the
Yeah,
manager of Derby County, which was Frank Lampard at that time. So
that is so true. That was such a boss move.
speaks volumes of the guy. But anyway, I think that wraps up our talking